grab your cup. Living life with FND, we won't give up. Spill your coffee, hey, that's okay. We'll laugh it off and seize the day. Sip happens, but we're alright. With Sarah's mug, we'll win the fight. Science stories, laughs and fun. Morning chats for everyone. So take a sip, don't spill the brew. Join the chat, it's made for you.
Hey guys. Hey. Oh my goodness. Can you hear me? I am trying headphones. Gonna try that. Anyways, how is everyone tonight? Hopefully you don't hear this is kind of weird for me to have headset, big ol' hunkin' Princess Leia, buns on me. So hopefully you don't hear the slump pump. Anywho, what a day. Sorry, I'm jiggling you around. What a day. So, where do I even begin? Okay, I am gonna just say hey to Yvonne. Oh, you're just fine. Take care, my dear. I'll see you later. Anyways, so I've got this issue that I had to resolve today with Housing Authority. I did not receive, I don't know if you'll have to watch the replay, but they sent the letter, or they made drafted out the letter handwritten that on the 14th, and then they did not mail it until the next day, on the 15th, but I did not receive it until yesterday. So, and they wanted me to come in, sign something about my lease, and provide utility bills, but my utility is included in my rent. And so I had to go out in the world. I've been trying to just stay home, relax, chill, enjoying it, I had a couple, almost a week of like very minimal pain. Like, there were a couple days where I had absolutely no pain, so I just did not want to jinx it. And so I stayed in bed, did a lot of my artwork in bed, and just really soaking it in and reminding my brain how freaking fantastic this feels. I feel like we just push and push and push and push. And today, one of the Uber Lyft drivers, he was like, he was from down in the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, whatever. Um, and well, unfortunately, one of his family members had passed away, and he wasn't able to go. And we just chatted about stuff. I'm a person that obviously I don't get out much anymore. And so I was like, you know what? Your uncle, um, he would have, understood, because he was like, I'm just gonna take 2 days off. And I'm like, dude, that's not enough time, to celebrate or grieve or take the time. You're young, and man, I sound like a mother anymore. Um, so take the time and just chill out, because, you push and push and push and push, and then you get older and you get sick and, have all these health issues. And then you're going to put it in your head at some point in your life that, you know, man, I wish my younger self, and so I just made it a point to be like, take the time, enjoy your family, and, celebrate his life or grieve or whatever. And so I inspired somebody out there, Uber. Uh, Anyways, so did that. When you have a store called Hobby Lobby, and the motto for that, for anybody, that store is just, it sucks you in, and they've changed everything around. You can't find anything anymore. And you know that you watch YouTube and your favorite YouTubers a little bit too much when you say, for the love of Cheetos, and quoting Mo in the Deep End. And there was a lady that was just shopping there, and she had a sweatshirt that, yeah, it's a little chilly. Mo is right about Mother Nature needs to pick a lane. It was a little chilly, but I get hot, I get cold. Who knows if I'm hitting menopause? So, yeah, I kind of overdid it. Started having, because I just wanted to go home. And I apparently put in that the address, and the Uber driver couldn't find me, and he decided to cancel, and so I had to get another one, and then, dispute my cancellation. But I just wanted to go home. Okay. This is where I get, Mo, I listen to you way too much. For the love of Cheetos, for the love of for the Lord Chippy, businesses need to put seating outside their store or make sure that their store is equipped with seating. Please put seating, electric scooters. Doors are stupid heavy. Now, if I go outside and do a lot of walking and traveling by bus or just going outside by myself, I want to make sure that I have my walker with me. Now, my walker does not have seat or pop-in seat or whatever because one, I want it to be lightweight. I don't want to be futzing around because it just annoys this, my affected side. And now, rollators are very, very dangerous. Now, a generic rollator does not have the capability to, so if I, stop or do whatever I need to do, it doesn't have the automatic brake. You actually have to pull down on the brakes manually. But they're still dangerous. They're, because they have my walker has two wheels in the front, so I can lift it up and scoot on forward. So I really, 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 really could use kind of a rollator / wheelchair, electric wheelchair, because when I get into extreme pain and it can just happen in, a short amount of time and, because you're walking on concrete and concrete is just horrible, especially if you have, pain and then arthritis, and it's just, I really, 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 really need something. And this is very frustrating because, yes, the hospitals, both hospitals, the first one and when I went back for rehab, the first hospital should have made sure that, conversion disorder was not outdated. They should have provided me with all the equipment. Like, if not, then made sure that I got into a 30-day where they would have, okay, let's get to X, Y, and Z and make sure you have X, Y, and Z. Because FND does not work. You cannot push yourself anymore with the FND. You cannot push. You get pain, boom. You're having boom, boom, whatever. You are start triggering seizures or post-exertional malaise. So tomorrow I probably will not be streaming tomorrow because I'm really tired. Hence why I'm like just jibber jabbering as fast as I can about this. Please teach your kids. Gosh, I listened to Mo in the Deep End way too much. I've been following this stupid case with everybody else that is watching this stupid case. And that's probably why I'm getting irked about it because, yeah, I'm not even going to go there. So, and probably because I'm working on art piece for her. A little care package, maybe. Just, send her some stuff. But please teach your kids. I know I'm only 40. Yes, I have a walker. But open the stupid door. But don't, let the person who has a walker go in first. Not that I'm entitled to go in first, but it's common sense, too. Oh, you can go first, or whatever. This generation, I'm turning into a mother. Oh my goodness. I almost wanted to teach them a little bit of etiquette, But then, the second girl was like, oh, let me hold the door for you. You got it, And then, you're welcome. Thank you, And then, so I was like, I was done. I did a little bit too much today, but I did get it out, did figure out the whole situation with housing authority. Then that's, typical government, nobody knows anything and miscommunication, and you gotta make sure everything's dotted and T's crossed and X's crossed too, and make sure your M's are, not upside down, and S's look pretty, and I don't know. Anyways, but it's crazy. And then you can tell, the Uber drivers are not social, and then all that. And I'm a people person, and they're like, oh, shut up, lady, shut up. Oh my goodness. So, felt good to get out. I went and had like a late lunch and got that all squared away. Um, and what else do I want to talk about? Disability is hard. The hardest thing anybody can go through. Everything is not thought, is a second thought. There's no benches outside, nowhere to sit. You have to wait, for this employee to talk to the manager, and then the manager hunts down. And then I have to say thank you to the manager for asking for permission instead of freaking out, calling the ambulance and stuff. I just need to sit down. I just need to breathe. I was able to control it. If it can be controlled, I, you know, listen to all the sounds in the store happening can trigger it as well. And so just out there, breathe. It's, I don't think it'll ever go away. I miss driving. I miss driving. But, I am so damn proud of myself because, yeah, I did a lot. I overdid it. But I've come so far with this. I've come so far. I don't know how. My phone is like out of memory, so I've had to delete some of the apps, but but at the same time, just because you have this very complex disorder, you can do anything, and your brain will get better. You can work. You can see, when you're born with a disability, I don't feel like there's as much ableism and stigmatism and all the, but when you grow up and you're able to drive and you're able to work and you're able to be an entrepreneur and own your, let's see, I've done, babysitting was my very first ever business. I had probably over 100 families that I accumulated in I started that when I was like about 10 years old. Um, little did I know that I was going to have you know, many nieces and nephews and, cousins and all that. And then that grew with their friends, and then being involved with the church and pretty much hiding at church. I usually hid in the nursery, and then would get involved in vacational Bible school, and I'd do that in the summer, and so then I kind of somewhat outgrew that. It's getting too old. I think I stopped, doing that about 23, 24, somewhere around there. Um, in my younger 20s. And then got into, medical massage, and let's see, it was all trial and error and learning. And then I got into like Airbnb cleanings, and then did some other hustles, and I feel like I learned more just being on my own, and somewhere along the lines, people, assumed something was wrong with me because I want to be on my own. And when you're on your own, you have more stability and, consistency and more control and boundaries and yada, yada, yada. So, so I feel like the nice thing about Hobby Lobby, is you get inspired by different artwork and stuff. And there was a Dr. Seuss, and then now I don't even remember what it even said, but something about you can be anything or be true to, you were, or something like that. One of my family members is a huge Dr. Seuss fanatic. So I will research and find that out later. Anyways, but our government has disability so limited. You can't work. You can only do this X amount of, work. You can only make this amount of money. And it's very, 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 very hard. Once you're in the system, you're basically trapped in the system. You might as well give them. I already gave them, I can't have children. We'll have to kind of dive into that later down the line. Um, so I already gave my genetics to the world. So I'm hoping that I hear something about those results. And it's making me mad that the hospital gets you. They're so like, good luck. It's a complicated, we don't know what the hell to do with you. It's so complex. FND is so complex. It has many, many, many. It has the kitchen sink of different symptoms, isms, disorders, whatever. So I've kind of stopped trigger hunting. Like, I today was a good test for me. I am glad that my pain and doing too much kind of triggered everything to see where I'm at, Um, and I did a really good job. I breathed right through, I was like, it's just noise. It's just noise. I'm in a store and you're okay. And then I just kept watching for my Uber driver, but I was like, I've come a long way, guys. Like, I was telling the driver earlier, that their uncle died, and was talking about certain music and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I had a stroke and like symptoms, and take care of yourself, kid, And then he rolled down the window and he was like, thank you, like, so we're powering along, and I appreciate you guys. Mo in the deep end, thank you. Squid, you're the biggest person that Ian Valhalla waits. If it wasn't for Jeff, either Megan, Tug, who else? Mo Sargi, the expert. Flash fan. Yvonne, everybody in chat, AJ, Carmen, Gabby. You guys are amazing. Like, you've helped me. Now, if I could sell paintings, I'd, the list just goes on. It's kind of hard to keep track, you know. Who else can I give a shout out to? You guys, my family that watch me, you know, be an idiot on YouTube. A big, huge goober. Sorry, I'm in pain. That's doesn't help. And everybody else who watches this stupid video about Sarah who cries on the internet, you know, watches my relays. Thank you, thank you. I really, really, really want to go to Dollywood. I really, 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 really want to go. And that's the hard part about having a disability. Because that's where the stigmatism comes into play. And it's really, 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 really annoying. That's where you feel so fucking stuck. Because then you get in that mindset that you can't work, you can't do this, can't do that. Da, 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 da. Then you get the physical, you know, BS. You're so tired. You're barely focusing on doctor's appointments and other government crap. Waiting in line, you know, if you don't cross your T's and make sure your W's are not M's, and make sure that you communicate on by phone, by email, by text, by whatever, you know, forms of communication, portals. Take pictures of this, take pictures of that. I just got a Diet Coke today. You can't even use your, SNAP benefits on certain food and drinks. My gosh. And to President Trump out there, I find it really hilarious that King joked about, realistically, German and then French, but then we also have Spanish. We actually should, be bilingual in English and Spanish. So there's my commentary on that subject. Pretty snarky there. It's crazy. Our world is just crazy. And then with having a disability, you have to pay attention to all the crazy corruption and red tape and make sure you follow all the rules and then what also makes it hard is people think that you're on disability, you can't work, and then you get this lump sum that barely pays anything except rent. It's difficult. I just want to feel comfortable. Just a little bit. Like, I think what got me upset is I was feeling comfortable a little bit too much. And then they sent this stupid letter that if I didn't, come in on the 24th, which my mail is delayed, it's gonna be an issue regardless of whatever. Like my last apartment took nearly a month and a half to get mail. But then we got it maybe fixed a little bit. So, and then you try to communicate, and then, like I said, this person's name, mixed it up, and they respond, there's no person at this facility. This person told me that it's just. And then if I didn't come in on the 24th, that they would terminate my housing assistance. But I got it all squared away. I promise. I signed my life away, literally. But it's like It's so frustrating because I want to get off of this, but I need it. There's no and I don't think this is working out with this one big beautiful bill where we're going to be required to work, volunteer to keep our Medicaid. Is it Medicaid? SNAP? Whatever. Benefits for like, I think you have to volunteer 20 hours up to 80 hours a month, a week, a month. Because I am not seeing anybody, hiring me because I have to, I can't make more than, $2,000. Yeah, that would be great. The extra, you know, but I kind of want to do the volunteering at least just one. Slump bump. At least for the first year to kind of see where I'm going as far as pain wise, physically, mentally, flares, Yeah, I can do all this stuff, walking and, try to see where I'm at. I really, 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 really need um, a mobility aid. The mobility aid is not for me to be lazy. It's to be an aid, a tool to help, level out pain, prevent me to have, episodes. Um, and so I can push, but like today, I pushed a little too hard, you know. Um, and then without DEIA, yeah, uh, without that, that does not help with people, needing to go and volunteer and do all this to keep their benefits. People are not. Like, I want a job with the Metro bus, public transportation. But here's the thing, I can't volunteer um, because it's a federal entity, company. It's right now, it's been my dream job because one, I wanted to this year to hopefully help them, make sure that, hey, benches would be really nice right now, because disability should not be access should not be a stupid second thought. I've tried communicating, I would like to try to have this job. Like some of these stops, what they're doing here in my town is, instead of going all the way on the opposite side of town, you used to get on and then to transfer, you had to go to the bus station. But now they're making it so if you go to the mall, you can transfer on X, Y, and Z, and, which is fantastic. But, and I feel like I gave them pretty much my ideas for free, which is fine, but then I wanted to be part of the team. I'm ready to be with the team. Like, I I want an employer. If I have to work for somebody, I need somebody to be like, hey, can you work, X amount of hours? Cool. Kind of be flexible and understanding of my disorder. Oh, you're having an episode. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow if you can. If, no worries. Um, I want a job where it's flexible. There's security. That's why I worked for myself, because there was no security. I could make up my own hours. I had more control. Yeah, I'm doing art, but I need to make money. Starving artists. Artists are dead out there. They don't need the bill. I need the bill. Yeah, I'm doing YouTube, but that's just another starving artist. Yeah, I'm not really, it'll happen. I know. It's just your brain just gets to you, your worst critic. But I'm just gaslighting. I'm gaslighting us. Just like, oh, we're going on 2.5 years. I need to figure out something. Like, and I don't want to depend on family. I don't want to burden my family. I want to live independently. Do my own thing if I need to. Real estate is coming along. I feel like I'm not procrastinating. I think I'm just like, I'm not ready to continue quite yet. I'm kind of at a stopping point, kind of soaking it all in, and then I'll find the bug again. So Anywho, this is weird talking and having headphones, no cord. That's a sign that you're getting old. Is when you're wireless, you feel a little bit naked. Uh, and then just I'm concerned about this whole AI manipulating and terminating YouTubers, and so I'm kind of utilizing that time to just like think. And FND is really, and being on so many psychiatric drugs back in 2023 has kind of, and then concussion and, and the trauma of what has, transpired with this whole thing, and then all the symptoms that you have to deal with. It's a lot. It's a lot. And so I'm learning to soak in the days, giving myself the agency or the permission to just tell everybody in my past, fuck you, get out of my head. I have control. I have control, and that's why it's important that I live, on my own and relearn all these important things and change my neuroplasticity and regrow a little bit. But then I'm like, do I really want a job working for somebody that just is arrogant about my disability? Do I want to that take that chance and be unhappy and having to start all over? Maybe I just need to start my own thing. I don't know. It's life is rough. You know what? Life is rough. Oh, so many decisions and so many things. I just want to be comfortable. I want to not worry about money. I don't want to worry about food. I don't want to worry about housing. I don't want to. And I don't want to worry about rules, and it's hard. And if that's the dumb thing, that this is I have to relearn everything, you know? Because that's how broken my brain is. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Hang on. So, sorry about all my drama. I know I don't need to be sorry about my drama. I just feel like it's so hard because everybody's dealing with everything in their lives, 3D life, and are probably in the same position as me, and so it's not me trying to be entitled to, money, and I just want, I just don't feel like I'm being seen, and that's hard. I don't feel like I exist anymore. And I keep trying and trying and pushing and pushing and pushing. But then take a step back and, you know, enjoy, being in my home and not having to, you know, work 3 jobs. And I work 3 jobs, 4 or 5 jobs, probably about 6 months to a year prior to all this. Yeah, that might have something to do with, my FND. I think a lot of this is protracted withdrawal. But then I go back and forth with that theory. My system is so out of whack. So I'm like, and it's so frustrating because, I was hoping, seizure free, but I don't think I'll ever be able to drive again. It's so hard. Just very, very hard in this world. You know it? I need a nap. I need to go to bed. You guys are all probably yelling at me, go to bed. That's when I am like this. That's all I need is just sleep. Sleep it off. Oh. Well, what else did I want to talk about? There was a preteen the other day. I want to say, you know, your mama did great, and I'm hoping uh, that things get better for you. Nothing like having FND, having all sorts of different symptoms that you have to deal with in your preteens or in high school or whatever. High school is hard. Being a preteen is, hard enough. And her mama did great. You don't want to, if you do have a teenager, preteen, or child that has FND, you don't want to really trigger hunt. You don't want to be like talking and touching. Obviously, this, preteen was biting their tongue. So it is good if you are injured or, bleeding or hit your head, go to the emergency room. But there's not much that they can do unless you have actual, like electrical seizures. Just rest assured, just like the store manager, she was like, do you need any water or food? I can go get you some. Like, no, thank you. I'm okay. I just need to breathe and just chill out, sit. I overdid it. But I'm like in the middle of the road. Like, I like shopping. Like, and that's the other thing about disability. I feel like we just like let everything go. And I feel like society thinks that we need to just stay home and just like, let everything go, and we're not allowed to like have our nails done. Like, now that I'm not doing massage therapy, I think I might start going to get a pedicure or a manicure. I don't like my feet touched, by the way, surprisingly. And it's not really worth it, financially worth spending that money for a pedicure. But Yeah, I would like. I occasionally like to have my nails done. Um, I think, yeah, I could do. I would like to get my hair professionally done, like every once a year, maybe twice a year. I mean, yeah, forking over $100 and some, um, but it just makes you feel good. It makes you feel good to get like I feel like I need somebody to just be like, I need like maybe a gay friend out there that will just go shopping with me and be like, that looks really good on you. And, you know, let's go spend some money. And obviously, I'm now gonna just like wheel myself around or like go to a nice store. Like, I don't know, like those and spend, a bunch of money on clothes and more, and good quality clothes. I don't want cheap clearance crap. I mean, I have siblings that one do despise shopping, and then I have one that absolutely used to love shopping. So I'm kind of in the middle of the road. I'll just like here. I will find really cute, cute clothes. Um, and it's really hard shopping for a 5 foot little person that I am. And then I'm kind of have become extra fluffy. I am working on it. You know, I'm slowly getting my health, I kind of let it go for a little bit where I just like eat whatever, but and then now I'm trying to, once a month, twice a month, eat out or whatever, like today, and just splurge. But, and that's the other hard part about being an entrepreneur. Um, Social events, often not require, but involves food. And then the other part of me is I have an eating disorder. I will admit that, I don't need to go to eating anonymous, which is kind of honestly ridiculous. I feel like if it works for you, great. It's just a little culty for me, you know? I don't know. It's a little bit more culty than, I probably watch too much stuff on YouTube. That doesn't help. But, because it can get kind of culty, um, to be honest. Um, but again, I kind of understand it. Like, if you really, really have a problem with, alcohol or, but the Eating Anonymous, I feel like it can lead into more issues with eating disorder issues. I feel like, and I will admit I tried going to one of these things to see if it helps me, but I'm like, no. And it's too religious-y, culty. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. But we'll kind of dive into my surgery and in that aspect later down the line, the more I talk to you guys. Because I'm hoping that it helps you guys out, somebody out there that might have fertility issues. Because it's not, I don't know how many people have this malformation. And I think I'm going to be like talking about it more when after my, genetic testing gets completed, results show up. We'll kind of dive into that, and then I've had an eating disorder, because of, and nobody listened. Nobody listens. Nobody listens to me. That's all right. It's all good. I saw a few of you popping in and out. And so, anywho, we're almost done with Mo in the deep end. So we'll be getting that probably mailed out to her. I'm anxious for her, emotions and stuff. That's always fun. And then Squid, I've got yours kind of in the brewing. So yeah, I've gotten those pretty well done going and all that. I just need to get Baker's, get that wrapped up again, get the hollow weights. Good man. Yeah. Celine Dion up there. That's so cool. I can highlight her face. I can highlight faces. Da-da! Da-da! I don't think I think it's because she's at an angle and she doesn't have eyes on her yet. So, yeah, so maybe I need to start teaching, get my teaching certification in massage. I think I'm also kind of disappointed that the massage program here at our local community college here, I think they've got maybe 3 satellite schools, maybe more than that. Their massage program, has been, discontinued. And so there's no clinics. And I was looking forward to, working with, some students and the director and talking about FND and just like start something new, branch out away from the metro bus and, the idea of that, and expand my mind. I'll figure something out. Kind of working with somebody in the massage community for me, in that aspect. So it's been disappointing for 2.5 years, and learning about, my industry, PT, the changes that it's just, pandemic is just like the driver for Uber today. This guy was just like eyeing her down, like I just joked with her. I'm like, people are so, ever since the pandemic, everybody's so weird, you know. And I think it's along the lines of I I'm an empath, uh, very intuitive with people. Then you put me in recession. Recession didn't do as much damage as the pandemic. Everybody's locked down, anti-touch now. We've become like the new age. Now, this was before my time, but I had quite a few patients in the past that talked about, their parents, or they grew up in the TV, and then they come and see me, and then I open their eyes to, safe touch, and, and with massage, and just open their eyes, because they would go from like, I don't want to be touched, and then obviously, they're like, I did not know. I thought, massage involved, full body and being totally in the nude, and versus my approach is, you're surgically draped, regardless if you, decide to be in the nude or you are fully clothed. That's the way we did it in school, and had, pillows and different barriers to protect your, privacy and your boundaries. And so, and then my protocol, if you did decide to go in the nude, I'd exit and then ask you permission to, re-enter and let you get dressed, and then follow through, or just keep your clothes on, and that way I can do neuromuscular re-education with you. So, and then like being able to find like the train of the trigger point in the body is fascinating. Like if you have fibromyalgia, or if you've had trauma, I've been able to exercise, different triggers, and then and release a lot of them, or release the emotion, and that's where I started getting into mental health. Um, and like, do I want to do this, physically all the time, or do I need to step it up and become, psychologist, or, naturopath, or osteopath, or there's different ways to go about that, or chiropractor. That was a disappointment. I was, uh, let's see, that was back in 2018, 17, somewhere around there. I drove all the way to one of the leading chiropractic schools, and I was like, because I can do manual therapy. I was trained to do, mobilization, and I can really hone in on, and that's the nice thing about my training, is it's taught me to hone in on like bursitis, or the capsule in the joint. If there's like an adhesion that's causing a frozen shoulder, and um, I can kind of feel the bursitis and all that. Um, and I've been able to release majority of those issues. And then kind of coach you in the right direction, and giving you self-care. And yeah, I know my whole career is very complex. But I really miss it. It's expensive. I was talking to a friend, I carry um, a lot more insurance, and because of my training, and it's very expensive. Continuing education, and whether you go to your, original school, or you travel, or go to a conference, which is awesome. There's a kind of a world conference that I love going to, and we're a whole family of goofball, nerdy people. It's like the Gen Con of massage therapy. Um, and it's just lovely, and you learn a lot. A lot of special people um, that have educated and worked so hard to get our profession kind of recognized in the medical world. Um, and and so yeah, and I mean, recession didn't help, and then now the pandemic didn't help, and Um, but we hang in there, you know. Um, it's it's a fun career. Lots of milestones. The from seeing, and I will say this time and time again, seeing parents struggle with fertility or a single parent that wants to get pregnant, um, to, my oldest patient was 99 and a half, or, my very first patient, going through school, I had to do an internship. Um, he had squamous cell cancer, and um, of course, it was an internship, so we kind of lost, contact after I was done with, that, and um, I was working at J.C. Penney's, and I was like, "Oh, I know that lady. I know you. I've seen you before. You went to my church." And um, so she's like, "You gave him 6 more months to live because you found that cancer." Of course, that at that time, there's old wives' tales, that still linger in our profession to this day. That if you drink, plenty of water, it'll flush the toxins out, which is, just it's an old wives' tale. Okay. Um, um, so, like, me being a student and, doing this internship and, doing it on my own, with the permission of my, the founder of my school and the pastor of my church that I was going to at the time. He's like, "I'm not going to drink that water. That's too much water," which was very true. "You're going to make me pee all night long. That's how much water are you drinking?" "Oh, I just drink a couple a day." Oh, so I'm hoping in memory of that client, I can name the foundation, um, if I do pursue massage again and specialize in FND. I mean, it's a really great idea. Yeah, I know I am getting older, but in the UK, that lady lived to be 98 years old. Um, Still doing, little bits and pieces of massage therapy. Um, so back to medical massage, I can focus on specific issues. Um, and I originally did massage therapy because I suffered from headaches and migraines, especially after Adderall caused seizures. And I looking back now after all this time researching protracted withdrawal, and I'm starting to question a lot of psychiatric medication. And finding a lot of information and a lot of people out there that are having protracted withdrawal, and protracted withdrawal can last for years. And every time I would take something, I would have a severe reaction to it, including, and they now triliptol. I've been taking triliptol. I took the name brand. I've taken the generic. And I was informed by the hospital that caused a lot of this, negligent abuse, gaslighting, and just unethical corruption. We'll just keep going on and on that. They informed me that back in 2018, that was my first psych hospital event, that triliptol is used as a mood bipolar stabilizer, whatever, which I do not believe. Seizure medication, I still had like this psychosis, mania, psychosis. And I don't think the name brand necessarily, I felt like it doped me up quite a bit, and I just felt numb, probably because I took too much of it at certain points, but I really honestly feel like it causes non-epileptic seizures. Now, again, as you can see below here, viewer discretion advised. This is not a substitute for medical advice. Always consult your own professional. My goal is just solely to just share my story. Take this as a grain of salt, or sugar or whatever. And please, if you have seizures and your medication's working for you, awesome. Continue. Especially do not stop your medication at all without consulting your doctor or a coach. If you are on psychiatric medication and you want to taper off, go seek Dr. Yosef, or seek him out. He used to work for the FDA. Angie Peacock, go reach out to her. The Gaslight Truth podcast, Tara Lynn and therapist Jen. Find somebody in your state, obviously, because, there's red tape in that. But they can definitely lead you to whoever in your state. And I think they've helped me quite a bit. Um, get a genetic test. I have the mother effer gene mutation that makes me not metabolize medication very well. Um, I did it for genetic, um, for the gene site test, um, site, like your eyesight, I think. Yeah. Um, and it was very helpful. Um, so, and there's a lot of research that psychiatric has been still playing Russian roulette, since the dawn of day. And I think a lot of addiction is we're just eating disorder. A lot of the psychiatric is coming from your metabolism, to be honest. I've had that theory, but I was kind of wanting to go back to school. And yeah. Where were you, therapist Jen? Tara Lynn, where were you? Still working uh, in the system, unfortunately, or going to school. One or the other. Where was all this? It would have saved me a lot of headache. Late bloomer. I'm a late bloomer. Always getting there late and always making the mistake. But it is all good. So I'm getting there. I just I think I'm like at a point where I'll always probably relapse if I overdo it like today. But I need to continue this path of like it is okay to stay home, slow down, If you want to do real estate, cool, get it done, but it's it's done, we need to get it done. Um then that way you have it on on your plate, and then if you want to do massage, do it. If you want to do teaching massage, go for it, If you want to own a foundation, do it. There's so many options, and it's hard because I'm stuck. I'm in this stuck position because I'm like on government subsidies where there's all these rules that you have to be careful, blah, 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 blah. And then that's the nice thing about freedoms is, but it costs a lot of money to do your own thing though. And I feel like people have forgotten about me. Like, that's where I'm struggling. Like, I need that human interaction, that constant reminder that let's do it, babe. Need the right people. To show up and be like, here, let's do it. But at the same time, I can't wait. I can't hold their hand, nor do people have the time of the day, because we're all freaking busy, no matter. Sorry. I need a cat. I need a dog. It's $500 to have an animal. I think that would help, having an emotional support animal. But service animals have atrocious, Uber and Lyft. I would have so many problems with Uber and Lyft having a service animal. Access issues. Because people like to fake service animals. Their pet. It takes a good year to 2 years. To have, the training. And then the constant, and then your friends and family. It's kind of like having a wheelchair, and not all your friends and family have, the capability to, transport you. And you deal with people that don't know, about the laws and stuff on access. So, from planes, trains, it's very stressful. Very, very stressful. So, and I kind of know a lot about that. So, anywho, it's been a long day, but we still have a roof over our head. Signed the documents. Got that done. I went out to eat, shopped a little bit, overdid it, but I'm home. I'm okay. I'm gonna sleep really good tonight. Got me a good workout. I was considering going to a movie, but anybody have any ideas of what is good out there? I haven't seen a movie since before FND, and I'm kind of getting tired of watching the same stuff. I kind of been on this like Amy Gray, judging Amy phase right now, thanks to YouTube. Maybe I need to get Hulu for like a month and putz around on that, see if anything's worth my while. I will say Netflix, I've seen pretty much everything on Netflix over the years. I don't know if they would have anything, but maybe I need to do that tonight. I'll probably crash on the couch and then migrate into bed. That's the other thing is I haven't been able to sleep on the couch like that and kind of do my own thing for years. I don't know when the last time I've ever like ate popcorn and crashed, and so I've been doing that quite a bit, and kind of enjoying it. And I'm actually liking watching TV, and I think it was because of my PTSD. I couldn't sit still, and then now I had FND, and then I was on all these psychiatric meds, and then dealing with protracted withdrawal, and and then all these side effects of that, and so I'm slowly getting better and enjoying what, like, it's so weird because I'll watch whatever on YouTube and hone in on whatever I'm watching. I'll watch multiple channels at the same time or listen to one and watch the other. Maybe I'm ADHD or whatever, but I after all this, I don't honestly believe in this diagnoses and labeling anymore. I'm slowly like doing my own thing. If if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, just, move forward and backwards and upside down, you know. But now I've watched Dr. Yosef on YouTube, and there's a whistleblower out there. I haven't finished it yet, but it might be worth a while to just go down the rabbit hole with Dr. Joseph. You know, I'm sure like at this point, like I need to be making my own beliefs and my opinions and agencies and all that. You need to do your own thing. And that's as well. It's your own story. You know, I don't know where I was going with that idea. Ploop. There we go. At least we got, 2 lurkers here. Welcome, welcome. Sorry I've been kind of diving in on my own shit. I'm sorry, Dad, if you are ever watching my channel. There's a book. I need to find that book. I think I tried to find that book at my dad's house. I think it's like the shit my dad used to say or something like that. I need to find that book. If you have that copy of that book, please, I would like to have it. I think one of my family members gave it to him. Now there's what is it? I forget what the name of the CD, but it's this girl, and I guess she recorded her mom's answering machine phone calls, and hi, this is your mom, da 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 da, maybe we'll have to find that as well. Or you guys can go see if you can find it. Anyways, it reminds me of my mom, because my mom would call whoever 10 million times a day. It didn't matter, what time it was or how many times we talked or whatever, and she would always say, "This is your mom. Yes, I know you're my mom. I hope you are my mom. I hope I was not switched at birth." Because obviously there's Mo in the deep end, who now I'm just like, when she says, complains about technology, I'm like, I know a lot more about technology. Maybe we were switched at birth. Just joking. And because I have done the genetic testing, which is not, ancestry or anything like that. But joking around with that. Welcome, whoever is lurking. Hope you guys are having a good day. Listen to me rant and rave about life and cry and be an emotional wreck. Overdoing it. One day I will learn to just take it easy. I think it would have been good if my life was a little different, tweaked. If I was able to have children and that destruction of, having a family and and that support to help me. I think that would have been different. Looking back, if I had goofed, if I had gotten like pregnant in the past, I would have probably had a 20 something year old. Gosh, I feel so old saying that. Yeah, it's just so old. And probably a 15-year-old, somewhere around there, 10-year-old. Who knows? I wish I had gotten the pleasure of having children, you know. And they're out there. Dating is so weird when you're in your 40s. Like, so weird. That's probably what I need to do is do that again. Get out. See if I can find my weirdo out there. But I just don't want to feel like a burden on anybody. Having a disability can be kind of dangerous for somebody, you know. I'm very independent, very independent. I don't want anybody to feel like they need to take care of me or I show accountability, you know, for, you know, my disability and what I need. And so and then that's the other thing is being on benefits. They've made it so I'm not allowed to have access to my account. That makes it really hard because I would have gotten out of this trap feeling, you know, utilize, you know, it takes about a year and I'm just like creeping on, you know, 3 years coming up in the summer. And I mean, it's long enough to be on, you know, it's time for me to work and find a job and, you know, delegate or whatever, you know, either work for somebody or, you know, get back out on my own. But then I do have these hiccups that really, are you really ready? Are you, you know, but I mean, and and it's also my age. It's like that kind of balances back and forth. Like, and then the other thing is, having a disability. You're not paid back with your worth. You're not valued as well. So, and being a woman and having a disability, that so you're underpaid and you're not valued. And then being a massage therapist, that also, people try to undercut you and try to, get you to manipulate a sliding scale, and I just can't do that anymore, because if you've worked with me, you know that I, I'm, and it's not to sound egotistical or whatever you want to call it, but I got some secret powers, and I know that. I'm pretty. I don't know, but and I've done some therapy where I'm just like, really, I've seen now. You can have whatever opinion, ideology or whatever, but I've done quite amazing stuff, and I know it. I've changed some lives out there. I know it. And it's so hard because I feel like we live in a society that hops and hops and hops to different degrees, or can't be consistent in a career. And then I honestly can't believe that I've lasted 20 years in a career. It's like, whoa, where did the time go? Didn't I make a song on that? Um, and then that's like leads into the dissociation, like, where did the time go? And it makes me upset, that this has taken away, because I'm so tired. Like, the fatigue of if it's fibromyalgia or FND or if it's protracted withdrawal, the fatigue is just like it's like on steroids. Like whatever you want to call it. It's and it's when I'm working doing art, I feel the pain. Now, when like I will say if I'm doing massage, past my point, which like back in the day, I used to be able to do 36 full body massages a week, 6 massages a day. But now that I'm getting older, um, I was able to do 24-hour massages, full body. Um, and that's the nice thing about medical massage and focusing on specific niches or specialties is I can sit and do a neuromuscular re-education and save my body. But once I find the flow of what your body needs, I have no pain. Like my pain disappears, to be honest. Now if I overwork myself, accepting too many bodies, or bodies that I just can't professionally handle and need to refer out, to other practitioners that could handle it. Yeah, that's where I would start hurting. And like I used to run on the treadmill in the morning to just open my body up a little bit, get everything flowing just a little bit. And then I would do, 4 massages, max 6. But then I would also put 45 minutes in between each patient versus when I was working for other employers or, clinics or whatever. I didn't have that flexibility of, the time in between. So I would, working for myself is much better because then I have the boundary and the ability to talk to my patient and then wash my hands, do laundry, talk to them again, after the massage or, let's do neuromuscular re-education versus working on this issue. See if that helps. Seeing the same patient once or twice a week versus, seeing 20 different or 36, different patients for helps. Because what works and, okay, this patient needs 15 minutes and then this patient needs 45 minutes, and this patient needs 90-minute sessions. So there's a lot of flexibility, and so it's been a good career, that's for sure. Hey, Anna. Oh, you're fine. I'm just jibber jabbering to you guys about massage and how I overdid it today. But I did get out of the house and had to deal with housing authority, making sure all my T's are crossed and W's are upside down, and dotted I's, and sign my life away 10 million times. They needed signatures and to correct some information about, because I don't really have to, my utilities are included in my rent. So, and yeah, so got that all squared away, got something to eat, went shopping at Hobby Lobby. If you have, I don't know if you have Hobby Lobby, but that store is husband's worst nightmare. This poor soul, that, bless his heart, sitting there waiting for his wife as I was exiting the store. But yeah, he poor guy. Yeah, so yeah, you definitely get swooped up in there, and especially when you don't shop and or get out of the house, everything is just like sensory overload, lights on. Although Hobby Lobby is very quiet, and you can tell the workers try to keep it, low, but their speaker was definitely loud. But soaked everything in. Of course, they moved everything and move everything around for shrinkage, because I've worked in retail, so so you move everything around every so often to prevent theft and all that. And so, and then, so I got to soak that all in. Man, I am like starting to drown. So I am, oh, I'm fine. It's just, I overdid it, triggered an FND. FND. FND, I put it in this perspective. It's like this crazy baby daddy ex that will never leave you alone, owes you freaking child support. And yeah, you're stuck with it, for whatever long or however long. And that's my comedy for, FND. It's the truth, though. It's like, okay, great. Can I have some money? And yeah. So yeah, it's just that's how I put the humor in it and then laugh it off, cry it off, whatever. Um, yeah, it's the truth. It's like, yeah, um, it's kind of annoying, you know. It's like, anyways, and so. Man, almost 2.5 hours with you guys, and I've been rambling and repeating myself. So I think I'm gonna call it a night. I love you guys. Here we go. I'll give you some hearts. Love you guys. And if you are struggling and you just need to, if you feel like you need to reach out to me at all, now I will say I'm dealing with my own shit. So it's very hard for me to focus on anybody else's shit with this FND, and which is all right. But I will make every effort to, reach out back to you. Maybe can't guarantee it, but I still want to try to make this a like talk radio like show. See, I'm slowly getting the uh, earphones, the Mickey Mouse ears, Princess Leia buns ear, and I want to make this where you can call and have questions, concerns. You can do chat, just the different options, And then if you have a personal issue or, and you don't feel comfortable or you want me to share your story, but you don't want to, come on the show or talk, over the phone or whatever, feel free to email me. And I'll do everything I can. And I will take, different times where I open up and say, hey, I'm willing, I can take, more on. But right now I'm kind of shutting that down just a little bit. But please, if you are just in a really, really fucked up mental space and you really need to talk to a friend, please give me a call, text, email me, whatever. Okay. I've been there. I will do everything in my power from a distance, to get you, coach you, whatever, to whoever needs to help you. Please, please, please. And despite what I ever say about mental health, that is my own story, my own opinion. Please take, my opinion as a grain of salt. This is just educational purposes only. Form your own opinions and do all the math and science and education and research and everything. So on your own. Um, and so, but if you are in a pretty messed up headspace and you need help, please call the 988 number or whatever, helpline, whatever. Um, Majority of the time, you just need to be talked down, not like talked down in a bad way or anything, just until those symptoms get, re-regulated. And you have friends out there and family and support. Just remember that can help you. I know we get in that stupid mental health headspace where we're just our worst critic. And so it's very hard to get out of that loop and just try to make that call. And if you are in any danger at all, please call 911. Go to your call 911 first. Please try to call 911 no matter how hard it is. Go there first is my own, and then they'll hold you for 72 hours. Don't take anything with you. No cell phone, no keys, no nothing. Get an ambulance. And I would say sometimes it's probably safer to call the non-emergency, but tell them, if you are in that mental space, usually the dispatcher can talk you down a little bit too and get you kind of in a level-headed space too, because they are trained in emergencies too. So, but I know it's very difficult when you are in that psychosis headspace, but and you can't seem to, figure out how to call 911, but your body will naturally, talk yourself, down too. So, but definitely reach out to somebody, and things will get better. I promise you. You just got to take the next step, leap. I almost bought hula hoops. I almost bought hula hoops today. I know it's a crazy idea, but I've got neighbors that are, littles, and I was thinking about trying to hula hoop today. And try to help me get defluffitized. You can tell that I watch too much YouTube and Mo in the Deep End. Thank you, dear. She's a hoot. If you don't watch her, go watch her, please. Musings with Mo, or Musing Mornings with Mo. That's right. They're you'll have to watch her possum one, which I did get that drawn on and painted on here. So she'll get a kick out of that. I just picked one. It's pretty funny. She finds the best entertainment. I think she gets the, Guinness of World Records of creativity, finding the best videos. Definitely, I think she entertains us all. So, congrats to you, Miss Mo. A lot of you YouTubers out there, it's hard. It is very hard to, and I think it's, if you have not done YouTube, go try it. What's the harm? I'm trying it. I never thought I would. I dabbled in it, you know. But it's definitely helped me with this. And just, I think it's helped me more than therapy. Definitely has helped me more than medication. It's helped me because I don't have to really look at you guys in the eye, and I can kind of derail with you guys, and there's no like rules, and it breaks me free of the thought process, because with yeah, group therapy was great to some extent, but I think this just opens the Pandora box. Is it a good idea? But it individual therapy did not work for me. I think it made me worse in the sense of it created this illusion that everything I was doing was wrong. It just, let's just say it just doesn't work. I've become my worst critic with it. It just created more illusions in my head. I think what's helped me is getting out in the world, and just, okay, this doesn't work. Okay, this doesn't work. Moving forward, and no matter if it hurts my brain or feels uncomfortable or whatever, at least I'm trying. Okay, this does not work for FND. We'll put this on the back burner, and then try it again whenever this certain subject or comes back into my brain. And then, and you can actually feel the neuroplasticity, like your brain is like, okay, this is very uncomfortable, and but yet again, I have to do it, and I I'm not kidding you. You can feel it in your body working, and then telling your brain, okay, I'm gonna put this on the back burner, and then we're gonna try it in 3 months again, you know, and then try it in 3 months, and then it gets a little bit easier. Then you put it back and forth, you know, back on the burner, and then try again. And it gets easier and easier and easier. And I think that's what I did with the walking. Like when this all hit the fan with this FND, I could barely walk. I crawled. Um, I had to learn to, walk again. Um, and then take those steps and, march, and then, do the back and forth like a crab. And so, and again, if you're not as hyper focused as I am with it, with my body, um, no biggie, it's not saying that you're, you know, it's whatever works with your body, and what your body tells you. And you could be with this, you could be very disconnected with this because there's a lot of dissociation with this and fuzzy, foggy feeling, and not having feeling in your body, and having to relearn, touch and aversions and stuff. So, but I've always been very, very hyper in tune with my body. Like, and you can, like, I believe in body talk, um, and centralizing and on whatever is feeling really crappy, and then letting that, okay, that feels good. That feels, that feels a lot better. And then that feels great. And then that feels excellent. And then you just um, keep healing, and um, so like now the difference between trigger hunting is different from like this body mapping, trying to find things in your body, body talk, um, that might be triggering your seizures, or your FND as a whole. So, so there's a difference, and we'll talk about that again later. So you will get better. I promise you. It just slow down. Be okay. Cry. Um, I think that's what happened in therapy too is, you know, you they only see you for an hour, or 30 minutes. They're only getting a very little pinhole of your life. Let's say you live to be 99 and a half, and you see this doctor or this therapist, once a month, you know, and they and and you tell them, honestly, you should never tell your doctor that you're depressed or having anxiety, to be honest, because life is stressful as shit. Life is stressful, and it's okay. You'll get through it. Okay, and that's where I hiccuped. Okay, most of this is my fault. Um, I, I went the wrong direction. I thought I needed something. My body needed something. My body was missing nutrients. A lot of mental health is nutrient deprivation, whatever you want to call it, deficient, deprived. Because look at our food system right now. Look at our groceries. Look at the back of the stupid ingredients. It should only have like 5, maybe 10 ingredients. Look at the stupid shit that you cannot pronounce. Okay? Look at the carbs. Look at the. You don't need to deprive yourself, because that'll just create chaos in your body. Eliminating food, eliminating sugar, eliminating salt. We've all been there. We've done it. 1995 is no longer, we don't need to get skinny. We don't need to get, we'll find the happy medium. But it's coming from our food. It's coming from malnutrition, metabolizing. We can't metabolize. And I need to continue researching this dirty gene stuff. Yeah, they'll put you on medication, and big pharma is not the way to go. Okay? Trust me. I've been there. Look at me now. Like FND. A whole chicken soup of, different kitchen sink included. We'll just add the fucking toilet to that. Give me a fucking plunger. Because I know a child, one of my family members' children put a teeny beanie down the toilet. That is FND. Okay. It's exhausting. And when we're not eating properly, that is going to just exacerbate your symptoms. It's going to make it flare. Like right now, yeah, I've been walking, but I didn't really eat a good, healthy dinner, I didn't drink enough water. I drank a big thing of Diet Coke. Yeah, I know. Not the world's healthiest. I am doing better. I went 2 weeks, 3 weeks without a Diet Coke, somewhere around there. That's amazing for me. Like, and honestly, my kidneys are like, what the hell is this? But we're used to coffee, Chica. You got us down to coffee and water. Like, I was starting to, you know, like water, which is weird. But look at our water too. Our water, I'm definitely not drinking the tap water because the tap water tastes like disgusting. And I've lived in places where you don't drink the tap water because you don't feel good, you know? So, yeah, so a lot of craziness in our world, unhealthy, but um, it makes you want to move on the other side of the world too. Um, just to eat, in Italy or something. Eat, because a lot of people will go to Europe and there's not, the same ingredients, very lack of. Um, and so I am going to let you guys go. I got kind of on a derail. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. 2 hours and 48 minutes is quite long enough. And I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself, but that's okay. Stay well, keep moving forward. Yeah, you're gonna have FND flares. So what? Keep moving forward. It'll pass, I promise. It will. Go take a nap. If it's being a monkey butthole, go take a nap. I think it'll be better, because you're just going to ask for trouble, for it to flare and flare and flare. If you just continue trying to, keep moving forward for the day, just go take a nap. Take a nap. So, love you guys. I promise I'm over. See ya. Bye. Thank you. Thank you for all your help. And one more thing. Don't forget to, over here, subscribe, hit that what? FND, okay. Notification bell. Toggle it to all because I am no longer doing, scheduling these. So I go on a fly and comment down if you are lurking and doing replay. And then please share this with a friend. You never know. They might know somebody that's dealing with a disability or just on the struggle bus. My information might be helpful to those that you care the most about. I think that's it. Share. I don't know. Love you guys. And oh, speaking of which, keep smiling. Go look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you fucking can do whatever you want to do. Okay? Bye. I promise.
Well, that's a wrap. The coffee's done, but our fight's just begun. We power strong like warriors do. Living life with FND and you. Sip happens, but we'll survive. The serious chats will always thrive. Stay fit, stay bold, keep pushing through. The next show's coming just for you.
Remember, warriors, coffee fuels the soul, but your strength powers the